Hi, I'm Casey Ferris. I make videos on DaVinci Resolve here on YouTube. Today we are doing some advanced animation in Fusion. Here's a look at what we're going to be making today. That's cool. Oh, baby. Let's go. All right, here we are in Resolve 17 in the Fusion page, and I have a little comp made. And what it is kind of this dark bluish background with some shapes over it. Just this kind of little brick pattern. If you guys want to learn more about shape nodes and things, let me know in the comments. We'll do more tutorials on that. Then we have a drop shadow up top, which actually is going to kind of make it look like it's embossed. It's kind of hard to see with how it is right now, but there's a drop shadow up top that's sharp and a little bit lighter, and a drop shadow on the bottom that's darker. And so it kind of makes the bricks look embossed a little bit. It's just one way to do it. And all of that runs through a lens blur. And then we have our text plus, which kind of has a similar technique. It's text with a big fat outline, and then this third shading element is the same size outline, but it's just brighter and it's moved up. So it kind of looks embossed. Then we have a drop shadow on that. That merges over everything. Then we have a vignette, and that makes our final comp. So since we're talking about advanced animation, we're not going to build this all from scratch, but we are going to animate it. So the idea here is that let's say that there is a shifting light that wants to kind of move all around, right? So basically this shadow would be moving all the way around our words, as well as the drop shadows in the background would be moving all the way around our words. The cool thing about doing something like this is you can set it up with expressions. Now, if you're scared of expressions, I promise you, it's not gonna be too bad. It's one of those things that's pretty intimidating for some people, but man, this is really easy and it'll actually get your feet wet linking up things with expressions because it's really, really helpful when it comes to kind of more complicated stuff. What we're gonna do is make a control that will control basically the angle of light. And so we're going to have all of these shadows move around at the same time with one control. To make something like that, you can really use any of the controls in any of the nodes, but probably a cleaner way to do it is to use something called a custom tool. So I'm going to hit Shift Spacebar. That's going to bring up our select tool and type CUST, and that'll bring up all our custom stuff. I want custom tool. And that'll add a node called custom tool. Good, that's what we wanted. And if you select that and go up to the inspector, you'll see there's all these different points and numbers and all this stuff that looks like a lot of things, but really these are just little controls that you can use for anything you want. And if we switch over to config, we can actually just tick the boxes of whatever we want to actually use. So we're gonna get this set up. I'm just gonna get rid of all of our numbers except for one and all of our points except for one, turn off all of our LUT controls. So now we have a point control and a number control. We switch back to controls, that's all we got. But we are going to rename these just so it's a little bit easier. I'll go back to config. This number one, this is going to be light angle. And it doesn't matter what you call them. These are just so that we can keep organized. And then this point is going to be called master position. And switch back to controls. And now we have master position and light angle. Look at us go. This is great. That's a lot of the hard work, honestly. Once you have your custom tool set up, click on this little pin, because this pin is going to keep this around in the inspector so that it's a lot easier to link things up to these controls. So what do we link up? Well, let's concentrate on the shadow first. Basically, we're going to look for anything in our flow here that controls the shadow, namely these drop shadow nodes. So I'll select a drop shadow node, and that will bring up its controls in the inspector. And it also keeps our controls for our custom tool right here. And what I want to animate is this drop angle, because when this moves back and forth, check out what happens to the shadow. That's what we want to change. But we want to change everything all at once, both the words and the bricks. So we're going to link up this drop angle to right here where it says light angle. And we're going to do that for anything that we need to change so that we can just change this one control and change them all. One control to rule them all. Oh boy. So you can link something to an expression in a lot of different ways, but the easiest way is just to select the number and hit equals on the keyboard and then hit enter. That's going to add an expression down below. And what's cool is if you click in the expression and you grab this little plus icon, you can actually drag this to whatever you want to use as a variable here in the expression. So basically whatever you want to connect this to. So what I'll do is grab this and just connect it to our light angle. Boop, like that. And that's it. So what it's done is written all the fancy things that I could have written if I knew what to write in there. And then we're going to do basically the same thing with the other drop shadows. So let's grab this drop shadow here And again, same thing. I'm just gonna say equals and bring this down to light angle, click off of it, go back to our other shadow. But remember, this shadow isn't actually a shadow. It's like the kind of fake embossed little highlight thing on the edges of the bricks. So this is actually set to -90 where the other ones were set to 90. So we're gonna have to do some quick maths here, but that's okay. Let's hit equals for now and grab this and connect it to our light angle. But really all we have to do is just take this and say -180. And what that's gonna do is just wherever we have our shadow, it's just gonna put this highlight on the other side. So we have that all set up now. Let's see if it works. Just gonna select our custom tool here. And now our light angle, I can click and drag this, but it moves pretty slow. So why don't we just type in a number? So I'll type in 90 and it moves all of the shadows down. Type in -90, moves it up to the top. Pretty cool. And so now we have this one control that will control all of our lighting so that if we want to animate it, we can just animate one thing, which is what we're going to get into in a second. Basically the same thing is our master position. Let's say we want this text to kind of rise up and have a little bit of parallax with our background, almost like it's floating in 3D space. There's ways to do this with 3D nodes and everything, but this is just a fancy little trick. If you want to add some parallax and just kind of keep the animation a little bit more simple, what we're going to do is just connect our text position, which is under layout here in the second tab of our text plus. We're going to connect this center, just say equals in one of these and get rid of this. Take this plus and connect it to our master position instead of our light angle. And now when we change our master position, it moves our text around. Pretty freaking cool. It's not actually that impressive because we could have just grabbed the center, right? Well, we can connect this master position to the background with a little expression and make the background move at a different speed than our text. So let's figure out what moves our background. Because this background is generated from a shape, we can actually go to our very first shape right here, S rectangle. And if we bring up these controls, move around X offset or Y offset, that kind of moves our background around. So that's what we're going to want to animate. So again, I'll hit equals here and equals here. And now we have the X offset and the Y offset, and we got to connect it to our master position. So I'll take the X offset, drag it to the master position, and oh no, everything breaks. What do we do? Ah, it's time to panic. It's okay. We'll fix that in a second. Same thing for the Y offset. We'll take this and put it down into master position. If you're familiar with coding or expressions or anything, you'll know that there are things called properties. So basically this first part is whatever you're talking about. And then if it says dot something, that is like the part of it. And the more dots that you add, the more exact you get with the different properties, right? So right now we're connecting it to custom tool 1, which is this node. And we're looking at point 1, which is this control right here. But we actually want to dial this down a little bit more to the X number of this master position and the Y number here of this master position. So we can just say dot and then uppercase X and then here dot uppercase Y. And then everything gets better again. We start to see our bricks. So the only problem here is that this master position is at 0.5 and our offset should really be at 0. So the cool thing is we can just do some quick math. Again, let's just say minus 0.5 on each of these, minus 0.5, and then that brings us back to where we were at before. So now that we've done a little bit of work, we can take our master position, and if we move it back and forth, it moves everything, which is almost what we want. We actually want this text to move a little bit faster than our background. So a trick for making that happen is right here in our expression. We're basically telling this to be exactly where our text is. But if we put some parentheses around it and divide it by something like divided by 2, then that's going to move half as fast. So now when I move this master position, you see the words move faster than the background, which is what we want. So I know it seems like a lot of work to set that up, but it's actually only just a couple steps. It's linking this up to the right thing and then just adding just a little bit of basic math to change things around. And you can actually do this with, several different layers if you wanted to. You can divide the one that's just behind the text by 2, and then one that's really far in the background by 5, and really build up like a whole depth for your scene. Now that we've kind of set this up, let's actually animate it, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing. So let's say within 1 second, this comes in and is beautiful. Let's move to like 30 frames or so. And now to animate this, all we have to do is add keyframes to our custom tool right here. So I'll just select custom tool so we can see everything all at once. And I'll add keyframes to our master position and our light angle. And then we'll go back to 0. And our light angle, let's say, is going to be at -45. So that light is going to move around. And then this master position is going to start with our text down here a little bit. Something like that. Now let's see how it goes. Yeah. So it lifts up and the light angle changes. And maybe we want that light angle to actually move around quite a bit. Maybe we'll start it at 0, and then the next keyframe will be at 359. So almost 360. So this will move all the way around in a circle as we animate. Pretty cool. So we have our basic keyframes. This is a way that I really like to animate sometimes, is just set our basic keyframes and don't worry so much about the timing, but get the right values, because we can change the timing and some fancy things inside of the spline panel. Let's click on the spline panel so that it turns bright white here. That'll appear down below. I'll just kind of move things around a little bit here. And in the spline panel, we can select everything in the world that has an expression on it. It gets kind of hairy, but really all we need is the light angle and the master position for our custom tool, right? Click on this button to zoom to fit. And now we have our graphs of both of our animations. So let's zoom out just a touch, because our comp is actually 119 frames long. Let's say we want this shadow to move around for the entire time. Well, we can just take our light angle, kind of zoom this out a touch, and we can grab this last keyframe and hold Shift and move it down to where it's at least over 120. So now this is just going to move throughout the entire shot. It's always going to be rotating. So let's see what it's doing here. Yeah, it's rotating throughout the whole shot. So even after the position stops, we can see the light kind of moving around, just a little bit more interesting. Now we got to adjust our animation for the word. So I'll click on displacement, turn off light angle here, just so we can see that displacement a little better. I'll select that last keyframe and hit F for flatten. And now, so it just lifts into place, and now we have that light moving around. Pretty cool. So this is kind of one of those tutorials that, like, I don't even get to the animation till the end, but when you're setting something up, like, a lot of it is just in the setup. And if you set it up right, then it's really easy to animate. Because we have this all linked to expressions, we can change a bunch of things. And this would be rendering 4 or 5 different nodes instead of just the 2 controls on this one node. Pretty handy thing. That was a treat and a half, wasn't it? Huh. Hey, if you want some more videos on how the heck to use Fusion, we actually have a really nice, very in-depth look at how to do that right there. My daughter's screaming.